Infamous Joel here. Yes, guess who's back? They tried to hold me down. They tried to ban me. They tried to get rid of me. I had a meeting with Zuckerberg. I went to his house and smacked him in the face. Okay, he tried to get rid of me, but I'm back. After fighting and fighting and fighting and doing the whole review process, I got my account back. So I'm here back on Facebook and I'm back in front of you beautiful people, the infamous mob. Give me the hashtag live, hashtag replay to let me know when you're watching this, because this one's going to be a doozy. Today, you're going to learn the best strategy for growth 2021 in your business. All right. This is going to be the big one. Okay. Something that I discovered in my business as well. And this works every single time, all day, every day. Give me the hashtag live, hashtag replay again. And let me know when you're watching this, and give me the hashtag mob if you're part of the infamous mob. If you believe and you follow and you're ready to take over the world, you're part of this crew. You're part of this community. All right. Everybody needs to get more engaged in here. Share your stories. I got a lot coming down the pipeline. I got a lot of free stuff. Anyway, we're going to get into the ultimate growth strategy for your business. Okay. Now, when I was in high school, funny story. When I was in high school, I was not a very good student. Needless to say, I got held back in ninth grade 3 times. Okay, not summer school. They didn't even give me a chance. That's how bad my grades were. Okay, they just looked at my grades, my attendance, everything, multiple suspensions. I was a bad little kid. So they said, you know what? You're going to go to ninth grade again. So there was no 10th, 11th, 12th. There was no senior prom for me. I didn't even make it that far. After I repeated ninth grade 3 times, I went to my mom, I went to my counselor, I went to everybody. I said, look, I just want to drop out. I just want to get the hell out of here. This isn't working for me. School is not the thing for me. Okay, so when I went into my principal's office that day, and I sat down and I was ready to tell him the news and told him, listen, I just want to drop out. How do I get out of here? He looked at me and he said this, and I'll never forget it, especially now. It comes up in my head all the time. He held up 3 cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And on each of these cards was money. On each of these cards was numbers. One said $5, one said $10, and the other said $15. Okay, let me see if I can pull up the chat here. See, okay. Anyway, one said 5, one said 10, one said 15. Okay, so in showing me these cards, what he was doing was he was at the same time asking me, he said, Joel, he said, you got $5, you got $10, you got $15. Which one of these would you like to make a living off? Which one of these would you like to make as an adult, as you grow up, as you go out into the world? And honestly, I knew what he was getting at. I was I was a smart ass little kid, okay? I was 17, 18 at the time, but I was a smart ass. Like, I knew what he was trying to say. He was trying to say, you know, if you drop out, you're going to make the $5 an hour or whatever. So he wanted me to say, well, I want to make 15. But I laughed at him. I said, well, none of them. I probably want to make a lot more than that. And he laughed back at me and said, well, that's impossible. Without school, without a good education, you're not going to make it in this world. So I beg you and implore you to stay in school and finish this thing out, get your diploma. Okay? And again, I challenged that. And I didn't want to stay in school for, it was going to be like, 4 or 5 more years, because I'm already almost 18 and I'm still in ninth grade. So there's no way in hell I'm going to stay in school. I just wasn't going to do that. I was going to drop out and get my GED, which I did. So, long story short, that idea, that the way he said it, the way he presented, the way he kind of chuckled at me, and the position of power that he was in, at least in my mind at that time, stuck with me throughout my entire life. We have to be very careful and cognizant of the things we say, especially to young people, because we don't know how it affects them. A lot of you in the mob right now, a lot of you have kids, and you got to be very careful what you teach your kids, how you talk to your kids. Tell me down below some of the things you teach your kids on a daily basis. What do you tell them? What do you put in their identity, in their mind? Because at that time, when the principal was basically, putting me down and telling me, you'll never be shit in this world, is basically what he was telling me, without school, that stuck with me. And that became part of my identity. Everywhere I went, every job I applied to, every possibility I had in my mind, or maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that, those words still stuck inside my head. So I carried that around with me. Well, I don't have an education. I don't have an education. I don't have an education. So, hey, maybe I could be this big famous Hollywood director. Well, I don't have an education. So because of the things he told me and because of the way I looked at him as a person of authority, it had an impact on me and stopped me from the possibilities for my life, stopped me from moving forward. So I tell you guys all the time, the tactics, the strategies, they're all in here. Go through the guide section. I'm going to show you everything you need to know for affiliate marketing, to build your business, to make money. I'm going to show you everything, okay? But what's going to stop you is whatever society has told you about who you are. And if you have let it sink in your head, if you have believed it at any point in time in your life, you may tell yourself, well, I don't believe it. I'm great. I'm awesome and all this stuff. But it's still buried in there. It's deep. It's subconscious. Don't just think about it. Look at your behaviors. Look at the things you do. Are you buying courses and then you don't really go through the course and buy another one? Are you buying coaching and then you don't really show up to the coaching and you get another coach? Are you constantly going through different YouTube videos or Facebook groups and trying to get freebies and like still not taking action? 9 times out of 10, that's not a strategy problem. You don't need to learn more stuff 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, you need a mindset shift, a serious one. Something is buried deep down inside there that is so, it's taken root so deeply that the idea of actually moving forward and succeeding and making a shit ton of money and all the stuff that you want actually is kind of scary. So you do the opposite. You start self-sabotaging and doing things that are in line with who you believe you are. So that work, and I talk about this in my coaching program all the time. I tell my clients all the time, the mindset work is huge, and we do a lot of mindset work. Okay? You don't just get tactics and strategies and become this 6-7 figure affiliate marketer. That's not how it works. You actually become an entirely different person. The way you look at the world, the way you act inside the world, the way you receive information, the possibilities that you believe in, the kind of investments you make. You don't worry about, oh, if I invest $30,000 into this, I'm so scared. It's a scary investment. No, it's not. Because you know you'll make it back. It's no big deal. But that's what I'm saying is that you become an entirely different person. The way that you think, the way you live your life, the way you treat others, everything changes. I promise you guys, the way that I used to be when I first started this journey is a whole different person. And anybody who's now, I'm blacklisted and they've blocked me and they're my enemy forever, they'll tell you how much of a, bad person I was. I've said a lot of things. I've burned a lot of bridges. But you have to grow. You have to grow as a person. You have to grow in who you believe you are, the things that you're capable of, how you treat other people, the kind of connections I make now, and I'm a lot nicer now. I still don't put up with stupid bullshit, so be careful. But for the most part, I give people a break. I'm nice to them. But, all this is to say that's the ultimate growth strategy, is that everything starts with your thoughts. Everything starts with your mind. Okay, the mind, the thoughts then become the words become the actions solidify in the character. That's an old Buddhist thing. Not that I'm super woo-woo like that, but I used to read that stuff. But it's very true. You have to start up here and start digging. Start saying, is there anything up there that's holding me back from success? Is there anything up there I haven't dealt with? Is there anything up there I have to overcome? Is there anything up there I need to start changing how I think, how I live, how I walk, how I talk? Otherwise, nothing else you learn is going to help you. It's not. It's not going to help you. I'm just being honest. It's not going to help. I've had many people in my program, no matter how many tactics and strategies I teach them what I do in my shoes day to day, making $10,000 a week and so on, and it still doesn't help them. And that's because they are stopping themselves. And we have to sit down and do a lot of mindset sessions together to fix that. But to you guys, I tell you, hey, and there's a lot coming down the pipeline, by the way. I want to promote that and advertise that. Infamous Mob in this group. you're going to get a lot of goodies here coming down the pipeline. I got a lot of good stuff planned. But I wanted to jump on here, say welcome back. I am back. They couldn't hold me back. They couldn't hold me down. They tried to hate me. They tried to get rid of me. But Facebook will never get rid of me. Zuckerberg, I challenge you to a one-on-one. What are you going to do about it, eh? So, I'm the infamous Joel. Thanks for coming out. That's pretty much it. All right, take it easy.